And let's talk forensics with Pastor Dan. We're on day 3. Now, the first 3 days I said were going to be just some general information. The reason why I always did this when I taught the class is because general science class, you end up having a lot of students move around. So I would do this as a way of trying to keep things structured and given something to be focused on before we get started on the notes next period. So let's get rolling into where we're at. We were here at my brain. This is your brain. Hopefully you have that sheet we did on the different quadrants. Remember, you identified and put your spots in there. We did our brain kite. And then you see in here one side that's dominant. Now, a lot of times, most times you'll end up with one person with one dominance. Occasionally you'll see 2, 3 is really rare, 4. If you have all exactly the same, well, you're either lying to yourself or you're very, very unusual. If there's 2, a lot of times what that'll be is a firstborn, because although they have one dominance, they'll be pulled into a more leadership role, and as a result, that FL or that BL will come out stronger because they've had to in order to take care of the younger siblings. But as you see here, I'm BR, I'm basal right. So here's my little diagram of myself. If you want to draw this out for yourself and take and highlight your dominant brain. Now, it's right, not right the way it's set up, but go off of that. Now, first thing we're going to do is identify your dominant eye. Now, how do we do that? Take a piece of paper, roll it up, find some object around, and make a spyglass to look at it. All right. Now, which eye did you pull up to without thinking about? That's your dominant eye. I'm left-eyed. All right. Now, we're going to figure out your dominant ear. How are we going to do that? Okay. In front of you right now is a telephone. Do you see it? Okay. Hopefully you don't see it. You know that it's imaginary. All right. So you have the phone. Put your hand on top of the receiver. Okay. It's an old style phone. Phone rings. Ring. Which ear did you go to without thinking? That's your dominant ear. I'm right here. Okay. Now, we got to have hands and feet. So we're going to throw those on there as well. So put little circles. I'm not that. You should know what hand is dominant. I am dominant left hand. Now, for feet, this is really, some people don't always know what the dominant foot there are. So here's what we're going to do. Slide your chair back. Turn towards your chair, and when I say go, 1, 2, 3, go, step up on the chair. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go, step up. All right, you can go all the way up if you want to. That's your dominant foot. I'm left-footed. Now, there are 2 different ways that we can understand this. The main way that I teach this, and the way that I've used this, is understanding your life under stress. You see, your body operates on opposite sides. So your vision, right brain, left-eyed, right brain, left hand, right brain. These all we called heterolateral. So that is an efficient way of working. If you're homolateral, all on the same side, it's not as efficient because that's not the dominant brain that wants to work. So what does that mean? Under stress, how do you function? Well, do I see well under stress? Yeah, because I'm heterolateral. My right brain and my left eye are in conjunction, so therefore under stress, I can see well. What does a hand have to do? Italians sort of have it right. Hands have to do with talking. So do I communicate when I'm stressed? You can't shut me up. All right, how about your feet? Under stress, do I move well? Am I mobile? Absolutely. The only thing that doesn't work for me under stress is my hearing. I had a mentor a lot of time we were working who would get frustrated when I couldn't find something and start yelling at me. And I just don't yell. I can't. Just show me. I'm a visual. So therefore, so under stress, I'm visual, I'm communicative, I'm mobile. I just don't hear very well. Now, this helped my marriage immensely. This is my beautiful bride. Okay, I had the picture out there. She said, you better put a skirt on you so that way they know that I'm a she. All right, so she is completely heterolateral, all on the same side. Under stress, does she see well? No. Under stress, does she hear well? No. Does she talk well? No. Is she No. So basically, when she's stressed, she just sort of shuts down. And when we were first married, before I knew this, we would get into a discussion and I would drive her nuts because I would be seeing that she was upset and I would be trying to follow her and I would be trying to talk to her and I couldn't hear anything that she said because I was off and she was like, just leave me, you got it, alone. So what I found, and at first she wasn't very happy with me, but when she would be under stress, I'd say, sweetie, I love you, you're stressed, go take a nap. And eventually, she got to the point where she understood that's what she needed to do. And when she was done and the stress was off, we were able to talk about it and get to work. That's something you might want to learn as far as learning styles to make sure you understand how you operate and how to take those stresses off so that you can effectively be able to learn and help and motivate and work yourself through. Now, the last thing we're going to look at here is learning styles. Now, the best way for me, the way I've always explained it to my students, is to imagine you have a kit. Now, this is an old style kit we're going to put together. I don't know if it's glue or snap-on. Snap-on would be easier. Let's say we have this kit we have to put together. All right. There are 4 different ways that you can put it together. First way, you open the box, you grab the instructions out, and you carefully read every line of the instructions, and you're going to put it together. If that is you, for way 1, put a V down. All right. Way 2, the instructions don't make any sense. You would prefer to have an expert come over and talk to you. So if that's way 2, you want to have somebody explain it to you. You like listening to YouTube to explain things, put down A. All right, way 3. The instructions make no sense. You give a kick in the pants to the advisors trying to talk to you. You would rather just grab the parts and try to figure it to put it together yourself. Sometimes you may end up with extra parts or maybe you don't have enough parts, but just physically touching it makes the most sense to you. If that's you, put a T. And then lastly, the instructions make no sense. The talking to you drives you nuts. Touching to you, get frustrated. You get to the point where you need to just take a break. You'll end up walking away, go over, get yourself a cup of coffee, come back. Maybe you'll go over, look outside, but you work for a little bit, you stop, you come back. If that's you, put a K. Now, what do these mean? Way 1 is visual. Okay, if you're a visual learner, you have to look. So make sure that you look at the video consistently and at your pace. If you need to pause it as we go through this to make sure that you're good to go, that's fine. Okay, that's way 1. Way 2 is auditory. Make sure the volume's up when I'm talking. And I will try to use lots of words explaining it over. This is where if you need help, a tutoring session might be beneficial because of the fact that I can explain it to you and I can walk it through you and I can try to find different ways. I honestly find that if I explain the same thing over and over again, that's stupid. So if you don't understand this first time, I'll try to explain about it a different way to make it more sense. That's way 2. Way 3 is called tactile. Labs are really cool. We're going to have 1 lab coming up in this section. And so we'll do those, something to be physically touching. That's way 3. Way 4, my daughter was way 4. That means kinesthetic. When I've been working on her on different material, eventually get to the point where she said, Dad, it's time. And so I would stop. She'd go in the back hallway. She would climb up the walls, literally having to climb the walls so she'd get that kinetic energy out in order to be able to continue to work. So those are our 4 different learning styles. You can have more than 1. I actually have 2. I am visual tactile. So labs, that's the reason why I teach science. And I am visual, I need to see it. So those are my operations, but however yours work, hopefully this was beneficial for you. And we're going to get started tomorrow on the actual process of forensics and the background of the material. Hopefully it wasn't too bad. Take care. God bless. Bye.